ESPN College Football is presented by 5-Hour Energy. Try the new sour apple flavored extra strength 5-Hour Energy shots in the camouflage bottle. And in part by the new 2014 Scion TC, made to go the distance.
The Weissman Art Museum along the banks of the Mississippi River here in Minneapolis. Got a very nice collection of American modernist art going on right now. And 3-0 lead for the Gophers. And a moment ago, good to see Mike Hull able to get up and walk to the sideline. And he's getting a little more attention over there presently. A career high 13 tackles for Mike last week. And as we referenced, he has had some knee issues already this season. Obing Ajapong is out there now on the left side as his replacement, number 7 in right. Cut down out across the 25. And the spot looks like it's good enough for the first down. Down to Paul Carcaterra.
Beth, you mentioned the knee problems in the history of Mike Hull, the linebacker. He got his knee just tested. They readjusted his knee brace on the right knee. Head trainer Tim Green checking his flexibility. He's putting his pads back on, so good news for Nittany Lion fans.
That's definitely good news. We talked to Coach O'Brien 2 weeks ago. He said linebackers, one of the places they were hurt the most with the limited scholarship they had.
Not as much depth as they would like. All part of the sanctions. Nelson. And the read option, and he reads it well. Gets the edge. Out of bounds at the 43. First down, Golden Gophers following the new guy up front, Foster Bush, and a 16-yard gain. They've got a couple of new guys on their offensive line today.
Yeah, you look downfield, and Donovan Jones, wide receiver, out there getting a block also, Beth. Don't leave the wide receivers out. You look downfield blocking. Nice block by the wide receiver.
Joey, if only you had seen that early in your career.
Yeah, still wouldn't have done it.
They got center John Christensen and starting guard Caleb Bach both out with injuries. So Bush getting the start today, and then the Olsen brothers, Tommy and his big brother Ed, are together at center and left tackle, respectively. Donnell Kirkwood is the tailback. They'll run the receiver screen to Donovan Jones to the 45, tackled by Obing Ajapong. Short gain.
You can see these last two plays by the Minnesota offense, getting the ball out wide. What that does for you, because they run the ball so well, teams stack the box. 7, 8 guys inside the box, get the ball out wide where there's not so much defense.
And Mike Hull returns to the lineup after the injury a moment ago, back out there at linebacker with the blue long sleeves. Play action for Nelson. He's looking deep. Got Wolotarski up at the 15-yard line, incomplete, and it was Adrian Amos with the coverage, the junior from Baltimore, making his 22nd consecutive start today.
Yeah, and the crowd is upset over this call, and I think they have a reason to be. Yeah. I believe that this, when I saw it live, I thought it was interference, but now seeing it in slow motion, absolutely had his arm wrapped around Malcolm Willis, wraps the receiver, takes him down. That should be interference.
Instead, it's 3rd down and 8 from their own 45. Kirkwood offset. Main angle to the top of the screen. Underneath Wolotarski. First down and more. Inside the 40, close to the 35. 19 yards as Nelson strikes underneath.
Yeah, Nelson just looks like a different guy. Ever since he came into the game at Northwestern 3 games ago, he's looked like a different guy. You mentioned his completion percentage is up over 60. 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. He just looks like he's playing with more confidence, and he looks like he's having so much more fun now, just letting it hang out.
And the irony, according to Jerry Kill, is he's doing more because he's worried about less. He doesn't feel the weight of the world on his shoulders. It was a terrific quarterback competition throughout the first half of the season with him and Mitch Leidner. Kirkwood stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Good push from Glenn Carson and Willis, and Daquan Jones who is a projected second-round draft choice, the senior from Johnson City, New York, number 91 up front for Penn State.
And that's an interesting matchup. You mentioned the new center, Tommy Olson, getting his first start at center. Foster Bush also getting the first start at right guard. That's that middle matchup with Daquan Jones. Can they handle him inside and try to run the ball between tackles?
David Cobb returns to the backfield. A couple of tight ends for Minnesota. Nelson going to run with it all the way. Diving down to about the 33. Down at the bottom of the pile was Austin Johnson. So another third down situation here for Minnesota, and a drive that started back on their own 2-yard line. This is the 12th play of the drive coming up right here. This has become their MO, Joey. Time of possession, just ground and pound and eat up that clock.
Absolutely. And they need to reach probably about the 28-yard line on this end of the field to get in field goal range.
Nelson scrambles, gets away from Zettel. And inside the 30, takes a wallop there from Amos. And now a decision. They're right around their field goal range limit with the 3-0 lead. And you can hear the faithful want to go for it. And Tracy Claeys signals, rotating that index finger. Let's go.
Yeah, I wonder what Coach Kill's doing up in the box on this call. I would imagine he is weighed in on this decision to go for it.
8 for 11 on 4th downs this year. And hey, that's something new for Coach Kill this week. He's got the headset on. A little different view for the head coach from up top. 4th down, Nelson wide open as Williams. Rumbling inside the 5 and down to the 4. Looked like the exact same play they scored the long touchdown with against Indiana last weekend.
Yeah, and that is the effect of this running game on the linebackers. You play fake, the linebackers must respect it. They both step up and hit the tight end right behind.
So they convert the 4th down, and now it's 1st and goal. Cobb behind Henry in the backfield. They shift a pair of tight ends from left to right. This is David Cobb, close to the 1. Johnson and Carson and Hull and Klein gang tackling them there.
That's that power Minnesota football offense right between tackles. Let's just go downhill, see if we're tougher than you are, gain a couple here. Again, we talked about the new offensive line in the middle. How much success will they have running between the tackles in their power game?
And here comes Minnesota showing the golden eye formation with a fullback, a tight end, and a tailback behind Nelson. Cobb trying to burrow his way through, and he's got it. Touchdown, Minnesota.
And again, we talk about power football, and again, here it is, right up the middle, getting to the end zone. The push by the offensive line for Minnesota is key here today, not only for their run game, but for their play-action game.
3 consecutive games over 100 yards rushing for Cobb, and he powers that one in. 7th rushing touchdown of the season for David. 15 plays, 96 yards over 8 minutes long. Minnesota able to convert on 4th down, and then out of the golden eye formation, Cobb, David Cobb.
The